the Armchair Cricketologist show. Hello, welcome to episode 3. In today's episode, we will review day 1 of the second test match between India and Australia, and also we'll review the second day of first test match between New Zealand and England. The second test started today in Delhi between India and Australia. Australia won the toss, they decided to bat, and the team combinations for India was not a surprise at all, but it was a bit of a surprise for Australia. For India, Shreyas Iyer walked straight in once he was declared fit in place of Surya Kumar Yadav. But for Australia, there were two changes. Travis Head came in place of Matt Ranshaw, and Kuhnemann came in place of Scott Pollard. Travis Head's selection was always controversial. In the first match, Travis Head did not play, and a lot of questions were raised on that selection call. And now he's come back into the side on the back of his form in Australia. He has been superb in Australia's home season, and in my opinion, deserves a place in this 11. Kuhnemann is an interesting choice. Australia decided to go with three spinners and just one fast bowler. Pat Cummins is the only fast bowler in their lineup, but they believe that three spinners and one fast bowler will do the job for them, that is to take 20 wickets. It's an interesting choice. The pitch has some bounce in it. It is slightly too paced, I would say, or it's likely to be slightly too paced going forward. So it will be interesting to see if this ploy of playing just one fast bowler augurs well for Australia. Australia scored 263 runs in 78.4 overs. They failed to bat an entire day again on this tour. Khwaja and Handscomb were the top scorers. Khwaja scored 81 of 125, Handscomb scored 72, and there was a very valuable contribution by Pat Cummins down the order. I wanted to talk a little bit about Khwaja and Handscomb innings. So they were two very contrasting innings. Khwaja was playing a lot of sweeps and reverse sweeps. Handscomb was relying a lot on his defense. In my opinion, you play these sweeps and reverse sweeps accepting the risks involved, and they may not be the long-term solutions on the tour. They may help you get that one or two big innings, but they will not help you score consistently throughout the tour. It's a method you deploy when you don't trust your defense so much, because what you're trying to do is trying to get to the pitch of the ball and then sweep it either traditionally or in the reverse way. If you're unable to get to the pitch of the ball, then the ball may just spin that much more or bounce that much more than you expected, and it may take your top edge and just get you out. So if you ask me who would the Indians be more worried about, I think it's Handscomb, because he was extremely solid in defense. He was able to maneuver the field to get those ones and twos, and then eventually get that odd boundary either square of the wicket or in front of the wicket. Nonetheless, if very effective innings got Australia to a very competitive total of 263, also ably supported by Pat Cummins, who scored a very handy 33 runs and staged that crucial partnership with Handscomb to enable Australia to get to this score. It's a good score that Australia will not be very happy about, but at least they will be satisfied about this score. Now to India's bowling, and this is where the interesting bit lies, right? Shami was the highest wicket taker with 4 for 60. What this indicates is that this pitch has something for the fast bowlers in it, and in my opinion, Australia has missed a trick by picking up just one fast bowler. Ashwin and Jadeja again applied a lot of pressure on the Aussies, were able to calp out 6 wickets between them. But I want to focus a little bit here on R. Ashwin's bowling. He is such a magician with the ball, and his magic was on display today. Those 2 wickets of Smith and Labuschagne were the highlights of the day for me. Ashwin pitched the ball in the same area. One beat the inside edge of Labuschagne, got him LBW. The other beat the outside edge of Steve Smith, got him caught behind by Bharat. It was brilliant bowling. A ball pitching on the same area can do two completely different things, and that's what the batsman is most worried about. Hats off to Ravi Ashwin. It was his 700th first class wicket and deserves all the credit for this excellent bowling. Another small trivia, he is the only bowler in the world to have dismissed Steve Smith twice on duck. He also dismissed the number 1 and the number 2 batter in the world so brilliantly. India then started batting. They had to play out a tricky 9-over period. They have survived that period successfully without losing a wicket, so they are 21 for no loss, with Rohit Sharma playing reasonably comfortably at 13 runs, and KL Rahul with that always perplexed, confused, what am I doing here sort of a look. He scored 4 of 20 balls. Australia's bowling, they did pose some threats. There were a couple of balls, one by Lyon, one by Kuhnemann, which kept very low. They will be upbeat to go out and bowl tomorrow. What should we expect on day 2? I think India would look to bat the whole day, get a lead of around 150 runs. I'm sure we will not get that lead by tomorrow, but their overall lead, they will target it to be more than 150 runs. The idea for India would be not to bat again, or if they have to bat again, then score less than 120 runs. I think any target over 120 runs for India is going to be very, very tricky on this wicket, so they will look to get a lot of runs in their first innings. Same goes for Australia, right? So Australia would look to get India out by tea tomorrow, which means India would either have just managed to close out the lead or would be trailing slightly. Ideally, Australia would like to get a lead of around 50 runs, which means in their second innings, if they get anything around 150, they pose a target of 200 to India, which in my opinion is going to be a match-winning score. Tomorrow's day is going to be very, very crucial. If India are able to bat out the entire day tomorrow, I think India will be in the driver's seat. Also, a special mention to the Rock of India, Cheteshwar Pujara. He played his 100th test today. He deserves all the nice words said to him by different players. He's been a very crucial player in this side. He scored very important runs, especially against Australia. That series in 2017-18 that we won under Kohli, he was the man of the series and he was brilliant in that series. But even in the last series, the famous Border Gavaskar trophy of 2020-21, he was again a very crucial player in that series. Although he did not score 100, but he played so many balls and he wore down the bowlers so nicely that the punts and the gills were able to come in, express themselves and win those crucial matches. He is a very important player in that side, and as they say, form is temporary, class is permanent. Congratulations, Cheteshwar Pujara. Apart from the Border Gavaskar trophy, there's another very interesting series going on between New Zealand and England in New Zealand. Although this series doesn't have any bearings on the World Test Championship finals, that is, both New Zealand and England don't have any chance of making it to the finals of the WTC, but it's interesting to see how the BazBall theory pans out in Bazland. This is the first time that England will try out the BazBall theory in swinging conditions outside of their home, and that's going to be a very big test for the BazBall mindset. So let's see where this test match stands. This is the first test match in Mount Maunganui and the day 2 was just completed. This is a pink ball test, mind you. And if we summarize, England in their first innings scored 325 for 9, declared in 58.2 overs. So that declared is a very important word here, right? England have declared at a score of 325 in their first innings, batting first in a 5-day match. This is a very, very bold decision and unprecedented. I would have thought that England would play out till they get all out, but they didn't. And the key point here was they declared right at the time where the lights were going to come on, and pink ball is known to swing a lot under lights, so they thought that why shouldn't we use this period? So they declared at a very interesting point in time. Harry Brook again has been in the form of his life, scored 89 of 81 balls. Ben Duckett again was aggressive, scoring 84 of 68 balls. I mean, these numbers are like one-day numbers, right? England are scoring at around 5.5, 6 runs an over in test matches, and then declaring at random times, very questionable times. People would like to know why England declared, but yeah, that is their style of play, and that is BazBall. And then the New Zealand bowling, which is very thin, honestly, right? So they don't have Kyle Jamieson, they don't have Trent Bolt, but their bowling was slightly light. Wagner and Southee were the chief operators. I think in that entire bowling lineup of New Zealand, all the bowlers went for more than 5 runs an over, which doesn't happen very regularly in test matches. When New Zealand came out to bat, they scored 306 runs, they trailed by 19. The key player over there was Tom Blundell, and that was a brilliant innings by Tom. He stitched very, very crucial partnerships with the lower order and the tailenders for New Zealand to come to the score. I mean, look at that summary card, right? Tom Blundell scoring 138. And then there is Neil Wagner, who is the second highest run scorer with just 27. So imagine the entire New Zealand's top order has failed against this England bowling lineup. At a point, they were 80 odd for 5, and from there they recovered to 306 for 10. So a very good fight back by New Zealand to reach the score and reduce England's lead to 19. And then England's bowling again. Robinson has been brilliant over the past few years, right? He's performed really well, even in Pakistan, where the conditions don't suit him at all, and the old warhorse James Anderson just continues to pick wickets. When New Zealand got out, England started batting again. Again, it was a very crucial period because it was just when the lights had come on, and New Zealand were hoping that they could pick a few more wickets, just like England did when New Zealand was batting on day 1. I think England played well. Again, went on with their aggressive approach. Crawley getting 28 of 39, Ben Duckett scoring 25 of 27. They keep going ahead with their aggressive approach, even in swinging conditions. they keep reaping the rewards for it. It's going to be an interesting couple of days now in this match. I don't think this match will last for the entire 5 days. Maybe we'll go on till day 4. But if England are able to win this, it's going to be a big vindication for their BazBall theory. It has now been tested in England extensively. They have come out trumps, scoring big runs in the 4th innings, chasing big totals in the 4th innings. Then it was extremely successful in Pakistan on dead wickets, where they won that series 3-0, better than what Australia was able to do or New Zealand was able to do. Now the nature of the test changes. They came to New Zealand where there are swinging conditions. New Zealand are a strong team at home. They haven't lost a test series at home since 5 years. It will be interesting to see if this BazBall theory works over there as well. So key couple of days coming up in this test match, and another interesting test lined up in this series. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please press the like button and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye.